Oh, hey, Doc. I got this. You're not a doctor. Sorry.
What's going on, everybody? Today we got our special guest, Christopher Short, also known as the All Valley Ref and Harry in Cobra Kai Season 3, as well as a production assistant on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, so how'd you get involved, with the film industry? What made you, want to get involved with making television and, film?
Well, it actually it happened by accident. I was living in California and I decided to leave. I ended up in Texas, and my family, unbeknownst to me, worked as craft service in the film industry. And so, I got in there, did a couple shows with them here and there, and then met an AD on a show called 11/22/63, and
Yeah,
he asked me if I knew what a production assistant was, and I said no, sir. He said, "Well, I think you'd be a
yeah,
good one." And then the following week, I was on a show called Queen of the South, and did that for 3 seasons, and then up and moved to Atlanta, and everything else is kind of history.
yeah. So how'd you get involved with Cobra Kai?
So one of the first ADs that was on Queen of the South season 1 and 2 called me up. I was coming home from Portlandia season 8, and
Yeah,
gave me a ring and said, "I got this show in Atlanta, and it's a Karate Kid show, and I'd love for you to come and be on it." So I drove 36 hours straight from Portland to Atlanta, and
yeah.
started working on season 1.
Yeah. So what was it like being able to, be a part of that All Valley tournament?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was such a nostalgic feeling for me. I mean, I grew up watching the Karate Kid movies,
Yeah.
and at that point, I'd been in the industry for probably about 4 or 5 years, so it wasn't as, you don't get starstruck after so many shows and so many movies, but like in there next to Ralph Macchio and next to Billy Zabka, and just it was such a great feeling, and it was a lot of hard work, but it was something
Yeah.
that I took a lot of pride in, and so like every second was just this magical feeling.
Yeah. So what was the move from YouTube Red or Premium, whatever, whatever the name is now, to Netflix?
Well, I think that was more of a, like a, I don't know how to say it, but YouTube kind of canceled all their original streaming content. I think Cobra Kai was really the only show that was a success. And so there were negotiations, I believe, once they made that decision of where Cobra Kai would go, if it would go anywhere. And I
Yeah.
think Netflix had the winning fight on them.
Yeah. So with your scene in season 3, y'all originally had an actor, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was a complete, I guess, draw of luck on my part. The scene we were supposed to shoot that day was exterior night work, and it started raining. And so in the business, if when things happen, which they always happen, and you just kind of have to adjust, we had to pull up a scene, and the actor was unavailable to come on such short notice. So
Yeah.
Josh, John, and Hayden pulled me into the office, had me read the lines, and threw me in a costume, put a camera in, and boom.
Yeah. So what is some of the, different things y'all are having to do now with, all these COVID protocols?
Well, it's standard across like the industry. It's masks, it's social distancing, it's washing your hands all the time, regular tests. We get tested 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Face shields around actors. Anything we can do to keep everybody safe.
Yeah. So what was it like to work on Queen of the South?
That was a really fun show. It was a really, really difficult show. It was a lot of action sequences and stunt work. The film industry in Texas is a little different than the film industry in Atlanta. It's a very tight-knit group, so everybody kind of is a family out there. So, I mean, it's kind of like that everywhere. Everybody has to you work such long hours, and you're stuck with the same people every day. It's like you kind of either sink or swim, and it's definitely a lifestyle. It's not just a job.
Yeah. Yeah, so when it comes to Cobra Kai, what is your favorite part, of being, being a part of the show so far?
My favorite part, it would definitely be the people that work on it. Like the crew is one of my favorite that I've ever worked with. Most of us have been there since season one, uh, and it's just it's a family. And when we come to work and we're in the middle of the day and everybody's tired and it's been a hard week, it's just you look around and there's all the people that make it worth it. And then you see how much it means to the actors and how much it means to Josh, John, and Hayden, and the writers, producers, and just the look on everybody's face when a scene happens and
Yeah,
they just nail
yeah,
it, and everybody just laughs and laughs, or is just jumping out of
yeah.
their chair because that butterfly kick or that roundhouse just looked great.
Yeah, so, y'all filmed season 3 in 2019. Were you concerned about, coming out because, there's such a big, gap?
Well, I know when it got pushed, we knew it was gonna eventually come out. We just didn't know when.
Yeah,
And with the whole switch from YouTube to Netflix, we weren't sure where it was gonna go. But it was just a waiting game. As soon as it was announced, it was nothing but excitement.
yeah. What was your favorite part of season 3?
Season three, my favorite part of season three, I would have to say, is Stingray. Stingray is
Yeah,
absolutely, he's got a line to my funny bone, and when he works, he is nothing but a pleasure, and he is hilarious. And the alts he does on his lines, it's real hard for me to keep composure when he's on set because I just want to laugh the whole.
yeah, yeah. He's hilarious. Yeah. So, do you like your production assistant now? Do you ever want to be like a director or producer in the future or writer?
Well, right now I'm working towards my 8 days. I've got those in. I just have to put what we call a book together, which is a catalog of all of your work history as a production assistant, and then you can join the DGA.
Yeah,
Which that's the goal, but I like to act, so acting is also a goal. But
yeah,
really, anything in the film industry is my happy place.
yeah. So, what was it like, getting to work on Portlandia?
Uh, that was a fun one. It was season 8, so it was the final season, so it was real meaningful for a lot of people. It was very emotional, but again, like it just Fred Armisen is hilarious and such a nice guy. So that was real fun. I actually got to meet Jeff Goldblum on that show, and that was the only
Wow.
other time in my life where I actually was like, I can't look at this dude like I'm gonna be like one of those fangirls. I can't look at him. But
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So how has, the COVID, impacted, the film industry for you? I mean, I know it's picked back up now, obviously, but, what was that kind of like?
Well, when it first happened and we shut down, I think it was March 12th, and I was prepping a show, and we just had to stop. And
Yeah.
we were all out of work from March until I think July is when I got back to work, the end of July. And I actually went back and started working as a COVID site testing supervisor for Marvel. Um,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, so we ran all the testing sites for like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and uh, a couple other shows I probably can't say. But and then after that kind of settled, got the call for Cobra Kai and dropped everything and ran back to my family, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I know you were in that one scene as the ref of the All Valley tournament. Did you have, any martial arts experience prior to that?
No, I did a little boxing in college, but nothing martial arts.
Yeah. Was it pretty cool getting to wear that black belt though?
It was really neat. It was actually uh, that first season I was the background PA, so I ran all of the background actors. And the first AD was like, "You're putting on a blue shirt and you're getting on the mat. Get in there." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I just thought I was going to be way off in the background. And they're like, "No, get up here with Hawk." And I'm like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is really happening. Okay."
Yeah. What is it like, seeing it filmed and just seeing it, finished and edited, like
It's such a
you know,
different process, like
yeah,
the hours and hours of any show that you work on. A basic film day is anywhere from 10 to 14 hours that we're actually rolling cameras. And then
yeah,
during that day, you really only capture anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes of footage per day. And
yeah,
then to see it come together on the screen, there's no feeling quite like it to go, man, that's my work, or to see like a scene and go, I'm around that corner, I'm behind that door, I know I'm there. So it's really a magical experience. There's really nothing like it.
yeah. So for you and Billy's scene, do you remember how many takes that was? If they took, different, types of ways of, saying it or anything like that?
I probably fumbled the lines at least 3 times. But I think we probably did 5 or 6 takes altogether.
Yeah. So what is your favorite season? 1 through 3. Which one did you enjoy working on the most?
Um, I think season two is probably my favorite. That high school fight, we were there for I think about a week, and that was one of the longest steady cam shots that's ever been filmed.
Sorry, you cut out there.
All right. Uh, it was probably one of the longest steady cam shots that's ever been filmed, and it was really amazing watching, the stunt guys and the actors, and how it would what we call a Texas switch. So like,
Yeah.
Miguel would slide into the lockers, but then his stunt double Noah would like come around for a kick, and the
Yeah.
camera would just miss him by an inch and then come back and pick him up, and you'd never see that it was somebody different.
Yeah. So yeah, what is it like, getting to walk into that Cobra Kai dojo?
It's nostalgia every day. Like, I never get sick of it. Every time my boss probably gets annoyed, I'm like, I walk in and I'm always like a little kid just kind of looking around.
Yeah, yeah, like a little kid in a candy shop.
Yeah, this is where I work. This is where I come to work every day. So
Yeah. So, I don't know if this is right or not, but y'all had some trouble getting, YouTube to build Miyagi's house, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I never heard anything about that, so I really can't comment.
Yeah. That's on a soundstage too, right?
It's at our studio stage, yeah, here in Atlanta.
Yeah, look, it's crazy how like the movie magic can make it look so real, like it's really outside.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that specific set is actually outside. It's outside
Yeah.
on the lot. It's such a beautiful set.
Yeah, so I know it's, supposed to be in California. Y'all ever like have troubles with it being like freezing cold, when it's really supposed to be like warm and
Oh,
sunny?
man, we deal with that every single season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Season one, it was the beach party scene, and it was an overnight shoot, and it was 18 degrees, and it was supposed to be California, and like the poor background actors, the poor actors, like sitting there shivering their tuchuses off. But we run into that every season. Filming in Georgia brings its own challenges for sure.
Yeah, so what was your favorite, Karate Kid movie, growing up?
It was the original for sure, like 100% hands down.
Hear that? Yeah.
Like I didn't have a lot of friends in school, so I experienced
Yeah.
my own set of bullying. So I really connected with the characters and like the spirit of the film. So that, yeah, hands down, Karate Kid original.
Yeah, the one thing I really like about Cobra Kai is, y'all still had Miyagi, just over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still there.
Yeah, they do a really good job of just keeping his spirit alive in the show.
Yeah, so what was it like, when you were in the All Valley Arena and you heard, Daniel LaRusso's going to coach?
It sends chills up your spine. Like
Yeah.
there's moments every day working on the show where it's just, it hits you when you don't expect it, and you're just like, damn, this is what I do. This is my life.
Yeah. Yeah, so is there any other upcoming projects you can currently talk about?
Well, we're currently currently doing season 4 right now. We're in the midst of filming. And then after that, I might have a project in Boston for a few months, or I might have a job on Shazam 2. It's up in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in Georgia right now. Everybody's trying to catch up after being off for so many months.
Yeah, so were you there when they were filming when the OG Cobras come back?
Yeah, that was a great day.
Yeah, so yeah, what was it like, getting to, you know, if I'm not mistaken, everybody acts like Rob Garrison was sick, but that was just the makeup at the time. He wasn't ill, back then. If I'm
Yeah,
not
it was a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Rob was hilarious. He actually, I don't know if I can say this, but we were filming in a city called Stone Mountain, and they had their cast chairs, and his cast chair accidentally got set on a pile of ants. And so out of nowhere, Rob jumps up and starts like running around, and we find out later that he had got bitten by a bunch of ants. And it's not funny, but he came back and he leaned into me and he's like, "It wouldn't have hurt except for the one bite." And I was like, oh okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was that bar scene fight like to film? Was that tough to film in such an enclosed space?
Anytime we do fight scenes on location, it's always difficult just because we don't own the location, so we have to be real careful about the location property and respecting the owners and whatnot. But it was great. I mean, it was one of those moments. It's like, I can't believe I really get to do this.
Yeah. So for the LaRusso home, y'all moved that to like a set, right? So but the fight was originally supposed to take place in Miyagi's backyard, right?
For the final fight in season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be in the Miyagi backyard, but again, the Georgia weather it wasn't the time of year to try and knock it out. So so there was a little bit of scrambling on the stunt coordinator's parts to make it all happen. But that scene was fantastic, and the way that everybody just kind of buckled down and just made it work and made it happen, it was great.
Yeah. The way they had Tori walk in really slow, like, when her and Sam were getting ready to fight, just made that scene that much better.
The tension between those two characters, like, it just keeps building and building, and it's probably one of my favorite rivalries within the show.
Yeah, so what is your personal favorite character in the first 3 seasons?
I mean, if he ever were to ask me, I'd lie and say it's not. But I'm a big Hawk fan. I'm not gonna lie, big Hawk fan.
Yeah.
He's a great dude. Jacob's a great kid, and his character arc is one of my favorites. Like, I really relate to just not knowing where to fit in and kind of having to build your own story, and take charge of your own life, and that resonates a lot with me.
Yeah, the way he was like doing his eyes like the whole season, I was just like, how does he do that?
Yeah, he's a good actor. He's a great kid.
Yeah. So with the laser tag fight, was that, how was that to film? Like, if you can remember, how did they implement to where it looked like y'all were breaking Dimitri's arm, or Hulk was breaking it?
Actually, I wasn't there for that fight. We were there for the beginning of that fight, but that ended up being a second unit. So there was a whole new set of crew that went in there to film that one. Yeah. I was filming in Vietnam while they were doing that fight. Not actually.
Oh, so you got to be not actual. So you were part of the Kreese flashbacks in Vietnam?
Yeah, we were working on that while they were filming the laser tag fight.
Yeah, I got to interview like the bad captain guy, like Hans, not the captain of the U.S., but the Vietnam guy. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, so was it tough, for you guys to film on something like that to make it look like it's, 1960? What, I can't remember exactly what it was, but
I mean, everything has its own challenges. The Vietnam flashbacks, they were tough because they had to be mostly exterior work, and the location that we had was real muddy, and so we were trumping around in probably 2-3 inches of mud every day we were there. And then I absolutely hate snakes. Cannot
Yeah.
stand them. And
Yeah.
to have 200 live snakes on set was just wasn't my
So
favorite.
those were real?
Yeah, we had 200 live ones.
Wow.
It was pretty nuts.
Yeah. So like, how did they? I don't know if you can remember. It's been a while. Like, how did they film? Captain Turner falling in. With the snakes. Did they just pull all of them out before that?
Well, it's so the process is you get what we call plate shots. So that's like it's no actors, it's just like what they want to see, and then that way they can go in and post and they can marry the two images. So you get a plate shot of just the blank pit, and then you get a plate shot of him hanging ready to fall in, and then you get the different angles on it, and then they go in editing and they merge those two together.
Yeah. So, what's your advice, for anyone wanting to get into the industry?
Be prepared to work. I mean, it's a grind. It's not for everybody. You got to have the personality for it. You got to have the willpower and the determination. I know I've almost quit this industry multiple times just because it really does impact your life, and it's a lot. But if it's really what you want to do, then go for it. Like, you have to meet the people, you have to network, you have to show that you really do want to do it, and hope that someone's willing to take a chance on you and give you an opportunity, and then run with it, and then never stop your hustle.
Yeah. I just want to thank you for coming on. Great job on the first 3 seasons. I know season 4 will be great, and just appreciate you being able to talk with us today.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. I really had a good time.